Your Beatitudes, Your Grace, my Lord Bishops, Reverend Fathers, and distinguished guests, this great occasion, which has been many months, not to say years, in preparation, is the result of the work of the Ukrainian Millenium Committee. And before we begin the musical program, I'd like to introduce the committee's chairman, Yaroslav Havrich.
It's a great pleasure to welcome you today on this historic anniversary, the Millennium of Christianity in Ukraine. There is joy and there is sadness on this occasion. Ukrainians in this country celebrate it with joy and in freedom. But there is, alas, a cloud of sadness because Ukraine, a nation of 45 million inside the Soviet Union, is not free. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church and the Ukrainian Catholic Church are banned. Ukrainian people in their own country cannot celebrate this Christian millennium as freely as they would wish. In the year 988 in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, the ruler of Rus, Volodymyr the Great, established Christianity as the religion of the land. Rus was the name of the land that is now Ukraine. It was a momentous event in the history of the Ukrainian people. Christianity brought to Ukraine the benefit of centuries of learning. It released and stimulated the creative forces of the nation in arts, sciences, and social and national development. It sustained the nation in her defense of freedom against predatory invaders. The religious and national consciousness of the Ukrainian people survives even under today's oppressive foreign regime. The most dramatic evidence of this has been the recent resurgence of the Ukrainian Catholic Church, the longing for the revival of the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, the incessant endeavors in the face of persecution to preserve the national identity and to regain freedom and national independence. On this Christian anniversary, let us remember all those who are bereft of human rights and suffer under oppression. The rich legacy of Christianity is evident in the culture and customs of the Ukrainian people. This afternoon, we have come to enjoy one aspect of this heritage, a presentation of Ukrainian church music. Ukrainians in Great Britain, grateful for the freedom they found in this country, dedicate these Millennium celebrations to the memory of their Christian forefathers, to their heritage, and their love of freedom. We wish to share our joy and our hopes with all people of goodwill. Ваші блаженства, преосвященні владики, всечесні отці, достойні гості, пані і панове. Святкуємо цього року тисячоліття найбільшої події в історії українського народу. Це християнізація Київської Руси. Так тоді називалась наша батьківщина Україна. І радість, і смуток в цей ювілейний час. Святкуємо тут радісно і на свободі, але і сумно, бо наш народ в Україні не може відзначити цього свята на волі, так, як би він цього прагнув. Чим важливий 988 рік? Того року володар Київський Володимир Великий встановив християнську церкву в Україні. Акт Володимира впровадив український народ, а рівночасно білоруський, в сім'ю християнських народів Європи. Християнська релігія стимулювала творчі сили народу на всіх ділянках цивілізації, в мистецтві, в науці та в суспільному і національному розвитку. За минулі століття приходилось українському народові зазнавати важких ударів від жорстоких наїзників. Але народ перемагав. Зберігала його християнська віра. І сьогодні підтверджується це в найбільш драматичний спосіб. Це змагання за Українську автокефальну православну церкву, це відродження Української католицької церкви, живучість Христової віри в Україні і безупинна боротьба різними шляхами за збереження нації, за здобуття свободи і державної незалежності. Багата християнська спадщина виявляється в культурі українського народу і його традиціях. На нашому святі сьогодні показаний один аспект цієї культури – спів і музика, як вираз української душі. В час святкування тисячоліття християнства в нашій батьківщині Україні будемо молитись за волю українського народу та за всіх переслідуваних і терплячих під безбожним режимом і скажемо словами поета: «Над ними, Господи, в небесній тверді, простри Твої долоні милосердні».
Ladies and gentlemen, after that truly magnificent sound, I shall attempt my only phrase of Ukrainian, which is "Добрий день." I hope I'm correct in that. Now, the composition that opened the program was a setting of part of the Byzantine rite, the Liturgy of St. John Chrysostom, by the 17th century Ukrainian composer Mykola Diletsky. Church music was introduced into Ukraine by professional musicians from Byzantium and Bulgaria soon after the adoption of Christianity at the end of the 10th century. Original Ukrainian church music began to emerge in the middle of the 11th century, and many collections of compositions from this early period have been preserved. The works are for voices only, since the Ukrainian and other Eastern Rite churches have never used musical instruments in their services. The development of church music in Ukraine intensified in the 17th century, and at that time there were strong musical guilds in Kiev, Lviv, and other major Ukrainian cities. In 1675, Diletsky produced the first Ukrainian theoretical handbook on composition, the musical grammar, and that was also the first to be used by musicians of Ukraine's northern neighbor, Russia. It is to the music of the period from the 17th century until the present day that this celebration of the millennium of Christianity in Ukraine is devoted. Now, in early Ukrainian sacred music, chants for one voice predominated, although music for several voices was also cultivated. At about the end of the 16th century, Western-style polyphonic music was introduced into Byzantine Rite liturgies in Ukraine, and it later spread to Russia and to the Balkans. The work by Diletsky we've just heard, and the first and third of the next group of works in the program are all examples of Ukrainian polyphonic music from the initial period of its development. The Kyrie eleison for 5 voices comes from a liturgy by an unknown composer, probably from the 17th century. It's interesting because of its richly colorful passages, and also because it was discovered in the library of Novi Sad in Yugoslavia, and thereby provides evidence of Ukrainian influence in the Balkans. Divine Thunder, whose composer is again not known, is a vocal concerto in 3 parts dedicated to St. Nicholas. The second item, God is with us, holy, 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 is an example of the early type of monophonic chant. It appears in a 17th century collection of church music and may have originated at an earlier time. Now, although these chants were usually written down for only one voice, they were often performed in several voices, giving rise to a kind of improvised polyphony. The Pecherska Lavra, or Monastery of the Caves in Kiev, was renowned for its improvised polyphony. The monastery, the oldest in Ukraine, was founded in the 11th century and was, for many centuries, an important center of church singing, its influences reaching far beyond the boundaries of Ukraine. We shall hear an example of improvised polyphony in the style cultivated in the Pecherska Lavra at the end of the Holy, Holy, Holy. Now, the second and third items of the group will be conducted by Dr. Miroslav Antonovich, conductor of the Utrecht Byzantine Choir from Holland, and the first item, the Kyrie eleison, will be conducted by Yaroslav Babuniak.
Отцея души и Отцея помышления нашего Отца. Господи, Вседержителю Божий, Отец наших, молим Тися и помилуй. Помилуй нас, Боже, по велиці милости Твоєї. услыши и помилуй. Пресвященнішем архієпископі і митрополиті нашем, і о боголюбивім єпископі нашем, о служащих і послуживших по святім храмі сем, і отців наших духовних, і всей во Христі братії наші. Ожидающих от Тебе великія і богатія милости, затворящих нам милостиню і за вся православнія християни. Тебі славу посилаєм Отцю і Сину і Святому